Alright, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video of Stupid Young over on the China Mac podcast, which is called Mac Talk TV. But before we get into that video, if you guys are new to the Hater World, make sure you go over, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, like the video, and most importantly, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you guys like what I'm doing or whether you don't. And salute to all the subscribers. You guys already know nothing but love. But check this out. We got this video of China Mac interviewing Stupid Young, the same Stupid Young that beefs with Swifty Blue. But what he's talking about here is how his neighborhood started, and talking a little bit about the homies from the SS. So let's go ahead and watch this video and get you guys the Southsiders reaction. So with no further ado, let's get it.
So he said, so do you know, I know you say your father told you, you told you about the gangs or whatever. Like, you know how, like, all of that started out here for the Cambodians?
Yeah. It was to protect ourselves.
Check it out. I think almost every gang out there started to protect themselves, right? Not the new gangs. I wouldn't say like the gangs from like the 80s on up. I think they just started more for like more groups. Like groups were around kicking it, so they started their shit. But like prior to like the 60s, the 70s, you could even probably say some of the 80s. Mostly those gangs started for protection, right? Protecting the people, protecting the neighborhoods, the communities. But all the new gangs, they should start because it's a gang, a group of homies kicking it, and they start their own shit. But let's keep going.
Protect yourself from who?
From getting picked on by the Hispanics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but because Cambodians and Hispanics in Long Beach, only Long Beach particularly, not no LA, not Compton, nowhere else, just Long Beach, it was very, very racist, very.
So check it out. I don't know much about Long Beach. I've been there many times, but to give you like their history background, I don't know it. I'm not certified in anything to do with Long Beach, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But I do know that Long Beach really don't get along with any blacks or Asians. They beef it like a motherfucker, right? But shout out to everyone in Long Beach. It's a war zone down there. But this guy right here, Stupid Young, he's from Long Beach. And the homies in Long Beach don't get along with his hood. And you know how that is. You know how gang warfare is. Like, I don't think it's racial. He said it was the homies are racist, but I don't think it's racial. I think it's more like we're not going to let nobody come here and try to take over our hood. That's what I think it's about. But I'm not sure. Let's keep going.
It was worse when I was growing up.
Yeah, I noticed you said something like that in one of your interviews. You said Long Beach is racist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you speak? And before you say that, like, there was another person, Johnny Chang, right? He was watching.
Right.
He's watching, or he was, and he spoke about the same thing over here in Alhambra. Was it?
Monterey Park, Alhambra.
Monterey Park, Alhambra, West Covina, La Puente, even El Mani. They got a lot of Cambodian people, a lot of Asian people. Let me tell you guys a quick little story. One time I went to go take my homeboy home. He had moved to La Puente with his stepdad, right? So I took him, I think it was La Puente, right? I took him to La Puente, and we're driving. We got off the freeway, and we're driving on this main street. And over to the right, big old shopping centers, right? But everything's in Chinese. And I might be wrong. It might be Asian, Chinese, I don't know. But it was just like all foreign letters to me. I'm like, what the fuck, fool? Where we at? Where you live at? And that fool said around here is a lot of Asian people. Bro, I swear to God, like the whole street was full of like fucking Chinese letters, everything, bro. Like I couldn't read what the fuck it said. There was no English on the billboards, and I've seen it a lot in Alhambra and Monterey Park. I've seen it a lot. So there are areas that are fully flooded with certain types of races. Now, I will tell you, like in Moreno Valley, Fontana, Ontario, you see a lot of Hindu people, like people like from like I don't know if you would say like Iraq. I don't know what you would call them, but like a lot of Hindu people, like from India. There you go. People from like India. You see a lot of them in Fontana, Moreno Valley, Paris, shitloads of them, communities of them, you know. And that's the way it is. That's just like you see nothing but Mexicans in East LA. That's the way it is. Like, the people come from other countries, right? Say they move into like any random city in LA, right? And other families start coming. And that family creates more family and more family and more. And that's how it gets populated. That's really how it works. But let's go.
Yeah. And he was like, he basically said the same thing you said, that it was like, you know, the new influx of Chinese coming into the area, and it was predominantly Mexicans, and they had to, like, you know, they was getting picked on, and, like, you know, it was like...
Yeah, I think just because, you know, I didn't experience it. Well, I experienced the racism and all the other shit, but from my dad's side, it's like, when we came over here, we didn't want to just make gangs and be cool and all that shit. It was just, they were getting picked on, so they had to get together and protect themselves. And I believe that's what the Chinese and over there was going through. It's because it's predominantly Hispanic and black gangs, so when they see Asians doing the same shit, they gonna get on it type shit.
Can you really blame the race that lives there before you get there? Of course not, bro. It's like, look, if you got a whole neighborhood of Mexicans, right, and everything's going good, nobody's arguing, nobody's fighting, everything's wonderful, and then you get a bunch of people moving in, you know, it might put you in the mood of like, who the fuck are these people? Why are they coming? Fuck them, give them the boot. And it's not racism. It's not. It's not that's, you wouldn't call that racism. You would call that like, hey, we gotta make sure we lock down our spot. We gotta make sure nobody comes over here and takes us out. You know, survival. I mean, come on. Racism is more like I bet you if these two races would have met somewhere else, like, just say the Asians lived across town and the Mexicans lived on this side, and they would see each other, I bet you it'd be all love. But when you try to invade somebody's fucking territory, that's when it becomes a problem. You know, so racism is the wrong word to be using. Let's go.
So I believe the Asians, we started just protecting ourselves, really. And it led to other shit.
Right. So so the gang started because of, you know, just to, you know, have protection for the people.
To protect ourselves,
from other people, right? Do you know how would people get picked on? Like, how do you know?
I remember my dad said in the PBS interview, they interviewed him before.
They interviewed him on the PBS?
They interviewed me, and then they wanted to talk to him. He said just basic shit, because we came over here with nothing. So we got no car to go to the store or nothing. So him just walking to the store to get milk or get groceries for my grandma, his mom, and coming back, they'll say, come back, go back to your country, wherever you came from. Fuck Chino, shit like that, nips, whatever, you know. And they just couldn't take it. And then they snap. Us and the rivals, they snap. But to the point where they just snapped to the point where we was green lighted before, you know what I'm saying?
It was because damn, I heard that green light situation, and it was basically because of that. Because
I guess they just, you know, they wanted to go hard on us, and the Asians just went 3 times harder.
So he said that the homies green lighted the Asians, right? If you ask me, I don't think it's a green light, like a green light from up top. I think it's more of a like the hometown, right? Hey, when we see these motherfuckers, we're gonna let them have it every single time, right? And then he said that the homies went hard, but they went 3 times harder. I believe it. Listen, I believe it. When you're put into a corner, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to come out on top. And I'm not downplaying the Asians, you know, or the homies, because I already know what the homies are capable about. And from what Stupid Young is saying, they went hard. And you know what? You got to give them the benefit of the doubt until you see otherwise, right? But then again, we did see a video. You know what? We're not even going to go there. We're going to leave that alone, right? But you got to give them the benefit of the doubt until we see otherwise. So salute to Stupid Young. Let's get it, my boy. Let's go.
and took it to another level, and they have to get help from the Mexican mafia, you know?
Wow.
So check this out. This was the part that I was waiting for. He said that the Asians took it to another level, so the homies had to go run and get help. Who believes that? Because I sure don't. I sure don't. Let's rewind this just a little bit.
Three times harder and took it to another level, and they have to get help from the Mexican mafia, you know?
Wow.
Check it out. Those are words you do not play with. Those are people you do not mention. Those are things that you bleep out. China Mac, check this out, my boy. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe you don't know. But let me put you up on game right now. You should have bleeped that out. You should have bleeped that out. And I'm just giving you some advice as a fellow SS. I'm just giving you some advice. And I don't mean fellow to you, but fellow to everybody that's watching. You know, you should have beeped that out, my boy. Some people get carried away in interviews. Some people say things that they don't know what they're saying, or they're full of shit. And I'll tell you this, I guarantee you that Stupid Young heard that somewhere, but didn't get an official source. You know, you know what? I'm not even going to speak on that. You know what? As a matter of fact, we're going to kill that noise, all right? Stupid Young, what's up, my boy? All love. Get it together. China Mac, I like what you're doing. That's what's up. But other than that, listen, there's certain things you don't talk about for safety purposes. And not because you're a bitch or because you're scared. It's just for safety purposes, right? But check this out. Salute to both these guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video was sent to my Instagram at TheHaterWorld. So make sure you guys follow me. Also hit me up on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. And also make sure to catch our Blue Devil React segments every day at 6 p.m. But other than that, we're going to kill this video. We're laying, call it a day. I'm Blue Devil. This has been a Hater World production. And we out.